Welcome back, everyone. My name's Jason, and this is the Toolscrounge channel. This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm doing a shop tour. This has been, I think I've tried to film this like 5 times now. I keep running into trouble with the gimbal I'm using. I'm pretty new to using them, so it's been a little bit of a learning curve trying to figure it out. And then, of course, there's some microphone issues, but I did run out and purchase a lapel mic and transmitter. Hopefully it sounds better. The last couple of them, it's been kind of a toss-up as far as quality goes, but hopefully as time goes on, they get a little bit better and I get a little bit more well-versed in using the equipment. So again, yeah, this will be part 1, the main shop, and I'm going to try and kind of expedite it a little bit, but without losing too much of the sort of details about what's going on here. So I hope you enjoy it. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I can't thank all of you enough for being here and taking the time out to view the video. I enjoy making them, and I'll keep doing it as long as I can. So anyway, yeah, let's get down to it. It's kind of an overall shot of a lot of different stuff. Over here, I just kind of generally have a lot of tools and lathe machining stuff. Down below is a big cabinet I got at an estate sale of someone who worked for Boeing, and this was his. Just lots of different things going on in here. This is for the mill, which we'll cover, and then lathe and jeweler's lathes. And then taps and dies, end mills, high-speed steel, machine parts, index tooling, you know, the whole shebang. These are all Kennedy cabinets, if you can see that there. Let's see if I could fix this here. Put that back on there. Hopefully it'll do. Okay. An old Equipto cabinet I got on a road trip, mailed it back here. There's just, you know, kind of different stuff going on there. But these Kennedy cabinets are my favorite. I've got 4 of the brown ones, and an older green one. It's more of an antique. And yeah, that's, you know, just kind of general storage. And these big tall green office cabinets, I like those too. I have several, which will see in a future video of the other spaces that I have. I have this kind of cleaning and chemical cart, which, you know, I roll out when I need to work on some stuff, different areas. I mostly move it over by the door over there so I can have adequate ventilation. But it's over here to keep it away from like the welding and hot work area. So a little bit of collection of some old packaging and tins, you know, license plates, which I guess is kind of a stereotypical thing in a shop. One of my favorite things is this old copper sign a friend of mine gave me pointing to the U.S. Internal Revenue Income Tax Service, which I thought was pretty funny. So Let's see what else. I got my late 30s, early 40s, South Bend 9. Does not have a gearbox, but had kind of a crap paint job, and in order to get to know the machine a little bit better, I took it all apart and kind of stripped it and repainted it, and it's kind of a, it's not very accurate. It's more like to make parts for like artistic endeavors or whatnot. So, but it is run off of an adjustable speed motor and an SCR control made by Dayton. So I don't really need the gears, which it didn't come with anyway. So anyway, it's a nice little good size lathe, and yeah, so I love working on that thing. It's more of a, definitely a manual thing. There's real no precision involved. And then next up I have the Van Norman number 12 milling machine. And this Van Norman lost out to Bridgeport in their, race for milling machine superiority or something. But the drawback to these is that they have proprietary collets, and you can still get them. Like Hardinge will make them if they don't have them in stock, but they're very expensive. And I actually went through a bit of a trial and tribulation with the guy I bought it from. He works at Grizzly Tools. He couldn't find the collets. There was only one, and it was part of the deal, but I had already paid him, and so he was dragging his feet and trying to locate them in his shop. He did finally, a couple months later, find them and get them to me, but yeah, anyway. It has an auto feed on it, which I need to clean the gearbox out, get it really flushed out. It's kind of gummed up, and it's been sitting dormant for a long time. It's back there. Sorry about the shadows, but in order to get good lighting out here, I'd need to cast a few, I guess. The thing that kind of sucks about this machine is that it does not have a quill drilling feature. You actually have to raise the table, which, as far as Bridgeports are concerned, Bridgeports all have that feature stock. That was an add-on to this machine, which I don't have the attachment for. So anyway, but as far when compared for milling, these machines are a little bit or quite a bit heavier actually, and so they can really do a lot of work and remove a lot of material at the same time or in one session. So anyway, it's 3-phase, and I have an American rotary phase converter, so it runs off a 220 30 amp and then converts that to 3-phase power. And it does it natively. It's not like I don't have to use what are they called? I can't remember, those speed controllers that a lot of people like to use, which are cheaper options, I guess. But anyway, and then of course I set this up so it's a plug-in. So in case I get any more 3-phase equipment later on down the road, I can just plug it right in there and it'll be a solution. Let's see, I have an old stomp press, which I need to get up and going. There's just kind of more general tool storage for like jewelry scale, maybe, I guess would be the best way to put it. I'm starting to work in more of a medium scale, bigger than jewelry, but smaller than like a lot of large machining work. And down here, we have kind of a metal shaping and work area. My blacksmith's post vise, a couple of anvils, my stake plate stuff, a lot of just kind of, storage for that sort of thing. This is a Delta Unisaw table that I converted to a work table. Didn't really need a table saw, but was really wanting a machined tabletop to work on. So I made a blank out of brass to fill in the blade area, and yeah, just kind of cleaned it up and working on getting it. Well, it's pretty flat, so it doesn't really need to be any flatter than it is, but I was thinking about machining the top, but I don't think I'm going to bother. It's not necessary. And then just some kind of storage of supplies. A lot of stuff for the Fordham flex shaft tool. This is an older one. This one's a slow speed, but it also has two, like here's the flex shaft. Let's see. And then this one is flexible, so it's a little more user-friendly for me. But I can put another flex shaft on this end. I could have a second one, which would be kind of nice. I'll have to track one of those down, or at least put it on my list. And going through this pretty quickly, a little spin around there. Sorry about that. I'll try to edit that out if it's weird. Anyway, here we have my kind of grinding, polishing, wire wheel area. A lot of tools waiting to get cleaned up, fixed up. And then we got a welding table that I made a while back. As much as on wheels as can be, it's very difficult when you have a limited amount of space. So anyway, but I have an Everlast, what is that, Power TIG 200DV AC/DC machine. It's just air cooled. I might get a liquid cooler later, but I don't do a lot of TIG, but when I need it, it's there. And then of course a little Lincoln 180 HD weld pack, and I run solid wire with dual shield, or not dual shield, but with gas. I don't like the, what is it, flux core. It's dirty and produces a lot of smoke, and it's just kind of gross. And it's a lot of extra work cleaning up the welds, so. And then, of course, we've got just a mobile sort of chop saw table. It's an old Snap-on cart, and it's got my vacuum on it down there. And we've got, let's see, moving on to some just kind of general extra storage of stuff. There's a little bit of spray paint and oven for drying paint and Japanning. A lot of sanding stuff, just kind of, I'll take storage when I can get it. Belt sander, grinder. That is I'm trying to remember who made it. It'll come to me. And of course my Snap-on 1970s roller stack box, which is about my favorite era, I think. So yeah, anyway, Picked that up a while ago from an estate of a guy who worked for in aerospace on some rockets and whatnot. And then in his retirement, he became a race car builder. So, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. I enjoyed the experience of when I picked this up from his daughter. She seemed more concerned about it getting to a person that I'd appreciate it than she did making money off of it. So it was pretty cool interaction. And, you know, sometimes when you run into people like that, their loss is recent and it's kind of right at the surface still. So it's one of my favorite parts about when I'm, meeting people and hearing their stories about the people that own these things. And so anyway, not to get all mushy or sentimental or anything, but it happens from time to time. Oh, and the belt grinder is a Baldor. So yeah, of course that's when I remember that. Plasma cutter, firepower made by Thermal Dynamics. Nothing special, but it does the job. And then I have one of these military drawer cabinets, and I put these on wheels. They have butcher block tops, and yeah, I've got another one over here, and I'll just sort of cover that in space that I can, where we can see it better. I've got this, what is it? Gerber sheet metal brake, made in Germany, I think, Holland. Picked that up for pretty cheap, the air compressor over there. And then this is interesting. This is a fire door from the original Seattle Kingdom Sports Arena. I picked that up at a reclamation place long time ago. I think the piece of wood inside of it is covered with probably asbestos, so I'm gonna not dig into that too much. Air wheel, fire extinguisher. What else? Walker Turner benchtop drill press. This was another one of those stories where the guy, he was the original purchaser, so it wasn't an estate, but he was a boat builder, and this was his drill. And I think I paid him too much for it probably, but I was glad to make him happy. So, and I'm happy with it. I've had a lot of drill presses, and this is the one that I insist on keeping. And of course, I painted the spindle cover to sort of match the logo. But yeah, it's a solid runner. And here's another one of those cabinets with the butcher block top I was just talking about that was over in that area. These are my favorite. I have 3 of them. There's one inside, which we'll cover later, but from what I understand, these were on military trucks and for like any trucks they did machining on, or hold on a minute here, figure this out. And they, a lot of tool trucks and stuff. So yeah, anyway, they're my favorite. They hold a lot. They're heavy duty. I do have to put them on wheels, but that's okay. I put everything on wheels, or almost everything. So, and then let's see, let's see if I can fix this this gimbal thing sucks. See if I can get it centered here. There we go. So this is my general kind of main work table. I've got some storage down here. This is a cabinet made by Lion, and they're my favorite. They're olive drab green usually. And the cabinet I showed you with all the storage back over in that corner is also a Lion. And yeah, they're just kind of my favorite. This cabinet here is made by them as well. It's a big tall one. And I actually got this from... I used to live in this house when my wife and I were first married. And it was a fantastic house. And somebody ended up buying it a bunch of years later. 20 something years later, and this cabinet was left in the carriage house or garage, and the guy who bought the house was remodeling it and put it out front with a free sign on it. And as I drove by, I saw it out there, and I was like, I always loved having that and using it in the carriage house. So yeah, he helped me load it into my truck, and I brought it home, and now it's mine. So at least I got a little bit of a piece of that house and some fond memories. Some more Lion cabinets down there. My files and tongs and crowbars. And this is mostly just material storage anyway. Scrap metal and things like that. Other stuff that's oddball. I don't really have another place to put, like my rotary table for the mill. And let's see, I've got this miniature Delta Milwaukee table saw, which I've restored. I just need to put the pulleys and a new belt on it, and it'll be up and running. And my recent Delta wood metal hybrid bandsaw, which I picked up, opted not to restore it completely. I just cleaned it up, took it apart, cleaned it up, got the old oil out of it, and now it's running smooth. Use it quite a bit, except it's got some coffee cans and stuff on it right now. But and then back over here by the door is just kind of more nuts and bolts storage and a stereo. I have a box with all my torches for brazing and regulators and stuff. It was just a quick and dirty little tour, and you know, showing you what I've got going on here. We've got a lot of projects, irons in the fire, trying to get a lot of stuff done before Christmas, and you know, just kind of keeping things going. It's a constant struggle to keep it clean and organized and give everything a home. So it'll probably change in another month or two. Not too drastically, I hope. It's got a really good workflow right now. So I'm enjoying it and using it a lot. So anyway, as always, I appreciate you for showing up and sticking with the video, watching it. If you have any likes, comments, put them below. And as always, feel free to subscribe. It's helpful to the channel. You know, for me, it's more about just sharing whatever I have going on if they're interested. If not, you know, I'm not for everybody, and that's fine. So anyway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that stuff. However you celebrate, I just hope that it's low stress and that you're around people you like being around, and that, you know, I don't know. I just hope it's nice for you and everybody involved. Anyway, yeah, I'll come out with another video here in probably a couple weeks. I don't know if it'll be right before Christmas. More than likely it'll be right after. I've just got too many projects going on, and this one was kind of a pain. Like I said, I had to try and film it a bunch of different times, and it was just all over the place. So hopefully when I review this one, it'll be better. Anyway, good to see you. Thanks again. Keep scrounging. Have fun.